Hello, everybody. It's Diana again, and it is Sunday night, January 27th, 2019, and I officially will no longer be employed with Yankee Candle as of January 31st, 2019, which is Thursday. Now, I'll explain all that in just a minute. I was gonna do like a get ready with me, but I'm just not really in the mood for that. It's kind of finally hit me hard that my job is ending. Um, and we'll kind of talk about next steps and what's going on with me at the end of this video. I am not going to be posting this video until either this Wednesday, the 30th, or Friday, the 2nd, depending on how I feel about it. I also don't, I'm getting a severance package with my job ending, and I don't want this video to interfere with that. So, um, yeah, so I'll let you know what's going on. Let's get right into it. So, um, before Christmas, my store started to not receive shipments, which is really weird, especially around Christmas time, and also considering literally the day after Christmas is our semi-annual sale, or like the winter one. The other one I think is in May, just after Mother's Day. And so we were expecting some extra shipment for that, which again never came. So we were all kind of feeling like in my store that our store was possibly closing. We were trying to stay positive though. We thought, okay, well, maybe there's just some weird shipment issues going on. Or higher volume stores might be getting their shipments first, or who knows. We also thought because the company has changed concepts for a few stores, they have 6 stores that are the living by candlelight concept. I don't really care about talking about that, but we thought it was a possibility maybe they would switch our store to that concept as well. Well, they're not. So we found out on the 1st of the year that officially our store, they were closing. Now, our district had about 13 stores, mostly in Minnesota and Wisconsin. And they're closing four stores in our district alone. So those stores include, and you probably know by now if you've shopped at any of those stores, because at least in store we're allowed to tell you, and I'm allowed to tell people on like Facebook Marketplace. This they didn't talk about. I don't think they assume that many people YouTube that work for Yankee Candle, but nonetheless, I decided to wait just to be safe and get my severance. So they told us on the 1st. So the 4 stores in my district that are leaving are my store in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, Maple Grove, Minnesota, Maplewood, Minnesota, and Wausau, Wisconsin. So those 4 stores will be done by the end of this month. They're staggering when the store is actually closed to the public versus like we still have to clean up and get stuff transferred to other stores if there's anything left and whatever. We've sold like tables, chairs. Well, we don't have any chairs to sell. Lots of different stuff, mostly tables and fixtures to consumers out there for extremely reasonable prices. I'm totally negotiable. But by this time it would be too late to get anything, and pretty much everything at my store has sold, at least as far as that goes, the tables and fixtures, because I am a seller. But that's just 4 in our district. Now I know for a fact the district next door, which is absorbing some of the Minnesota stores, and I think a couple Wisconsin ones, I know they've gotten rid of a couple district managers because they've closed down some of the districts and have them realigned because so many stores are closing. I think they said between 54 and 56. My guess, not knowing people at stores across the country, so I can't really call and find out easily, so I haven't, would be because there's 4 in my district and 4 in the other district. I'm thinking conservatively about 120 stores. So what they told us is they were looking at lease agreements towards the end of people's leases, and that was like the deciding factor. I don't know if like the malls wouldn't give deals or whatever, but that was the deciding factor in closing stores. But that's a lot of stores to close for, whatever, like lease shit. I don't know, whatever. I don't think that's it. I think the company does a lot of wholesale. So they sell to places like Walmart, Target, Kohl's, Bed Bath and Beyond. I think I've seen stuff maybe at Penny's, maybe J.C. Penney's, Hallmark. They sell Yankee Candle everywhere. They're outselling themselves. So you can go into store and get free shipping if you want to buy something online that's not in a store, and or if there's a deal one way or the other, whichever's the better deal you can get, at least if you're in store buying from online. So I think that's a really great thing the company has. But again, a lot of people aren't going to stores anymore too. Now our store was heading on the rise and we were hitting our numbers and improving steadily since I joined 9 months ago. But I'm sure the company as a whole, or the very higher ups, knew by the beginning of this last year that they were going to close this store. I don't think this was a last minute decision. I think maybe they thought about this for a while. I think they're going to go more wholesale. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of years there's only about 20 Yankee Candle stores left across the country. Again, I don't know. This is just stipulation in what I think. Needless to say, I wasn't completely heartbroken when I found out, and neither was my team really, just because we kind of figured this was happening and coming. So we had already mentally prepared ourselves, and we were right. They're also staggering closings, so like at least by district. Our store's last day open is Tuesday, but we will be there for like key turnover and such on Thursday, and I'll be there on Wednesday to clean up and get everything ready to go. But all the stores are staggering. So like Wausau's last day was yesterday on Saturday. Maple Grove was today. Maplewood is Monday. And my store got a couple extra days. So there's that. There's also the big fact that I really love the team members I work with. I work with 5 of the finest people. The other 2 people we had over the holidays that were seasonal, they were also wonderful people. I genuinely enjoy coming to work and talking with them and interacting with them, and they're hardworking people. And I've just never had a full team of people where people aren't bickering. They're not gossiping. They're not fighting. They're not, we're all taking each other's backs and on each other's sides. And that's so rare. And I feel bad, One gal has a job already, so I'm really happy for her. Another gentleman that works for me is not looking for something right now. 2 people I think are going to wait a little bit, and then my assistant is probably going to, well, she's been applying and interviewing as I have, but just hasn't had a great lead yet. And I think that's hard. Like, you're finding jobs is just really hard, and I won't compromise, so I won't take something less than what I'm making. So there's that. But also, you interview with someone 1 week, then you might have to interview with someone else for that same company the next week, and then you might not hear for 2 more weeks if they've made any decisions, and then they might still tell you, wait a minute, even though we've talked to you numerous times, emailed you on the phone, in person, even though we have your resume and references and everything's golden, when we still haven't made a decision yet, but now you need to go online and fill out an application. It's maddening. Like, just tell me right away, fill out this application. Or when you saw me, take 5 minutes and quick fill this out. And why do you need my resume and references if I'm just filling out an application anyway? That's a talk for another day. A lot of places are very outdated, or they seem like, yes, we need to find someone right away. We need to get someone in there. I really didn't need to tell anyone that I had to stay at my job till the 31st to get a severance, because I wouldn't have been able to start anywhere before then. No one would have asked me. I have had a couple job offers. I've turned them down. I have currently accepted a position for another retail establishment that I'm not feeling good about. I don't really want to talk about right now, just because maybe they'll see this, probably not. But I'm still keeping my ears out there for something else, and there is a really amazing, life-changing opportunity to be a cemetery manager that I've put my word in and 2 cents for, and I'm in the running. I still have to have another interview, but that probably won't be for another 2 weeks or something. And then even then, they probably won't decide right away. And being the sole and primary breadwinner in my family, I can't really not have something for now, and it might not, I might not get the job. And then to wait and not take something else when my family needs money and to be able to eat and live and check out the house, which I'm sure you've seen that video by now because that should have gone up on Monday, a couple days ago or earlier this week, whatever. I don't know. I need a job. It's a good job. It's more money. It's closer to home. I'm just not feeling excited about it. So a lot of you have felt that way, and I have a lot of reasons why, but at least it's a job. At least my family will be financially secure, hopefully for a while, if and when something that I actually want to work at or do something for or whatever comes through. So there's that. So yeah, I'm losing my job. I may have lost my job by now when you see this video. It's a really weird feeling. On a plus side, I won't have to drive a minimum of 30 minutes to work every day. So there's that. Working in Eden Prairie and living in St. Paul, that could be potentially a 2-hour commute total every day. And it was worth it. I don't think I would work for the company again. Never say never, but I just don't have a lot of faith in them or where their future is headed. I moved to this company from Claire's because Claire's was going into bankruptcy, and I don't know, like I wanted security, and then I moved to a job that I actually like and build an amazing team, and losing my job, it just feels really weird. And our store is getting emptier and emptier. And people say, and I don't know that they even mean it, some of them kind of do, because people are fucking rude, but some people say to you, when you're working and they realize your store is closing, or you tell them that, they say some very insensitive things. I don't really want to go over all of that. If you've worked in retail, you've heard some insensitive things before. And it just makes you feel like, did your mother tell you not to think before you speak? Or if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. I will say one thing. There have been a lot of people like, oh, I'm really gonna miss you guys. I love this store, that I have maybe ever seen once, if ever, working there in the last 9 months. So, when people say something like that, or they're like, oh, I can't believe this, and then they don't buy anything and everything's on clearance, everything that we have is on clearance, you're like, you are the reason why this store is closing. You are the reason I don't have a job. Because if you guys would go in and shop, people will be able to maintain jobs. If nobody's coming in, if you're only making a couple $100s a day, that's not even paying for the overhead lights, the staff, to run the equipment and pay the electricity. And people don't care about that, and that's okay. You don't have to care about me. You don't have to care about my job. I'm going to be okay. I think everyone on my team is going to be okay, and everyone at the other stores too. People will find jobs. People will move on with their lives. It's just a sucky thing to have to happen. And I wish it wasn't. Once in a while it hits me. And that's, but mostly I'm okay. Okay. I know how you feel if this has happened to you. I know that even if you're getting a severance and a bonus check and whatever, it still sucks. And it sucks to be the one who has to hold it together. And it sucks to be the one who it's happening to. And it sucks knowing that people you care about, it's happening to them too. And it really sucks because now I have less people to interact with that I actually like in a week or a day. And from a person who feels very lonely a lot of the time, even with a family and stuff, it's just nice to be around people you actually enjoy than going to a job and I don't know, when you're already who I am as a person, it's really hard. And now I feel like I'm losing all these people. So, yeah, I'll be okay. Anyways, I hope you like this video. I hope you can relate to it in some way. Um, I'll miss all you guys if you're watching. Yeah, I'm okay.